Hello, class. So, yesterday we saw what do you mean by prejudice and how prejudice leads to discrimination, right? And the different types of prejudices that exist in the society. Some of them we have discussed, like four examples, as mentioned in your text, page 225. Let us see today the different kinds of prejudices that we have based on gender, religious, race, caste, region, stereotypes, and so on. So let us discuss this today. I hope yesterday, after attending the class, you got a proper understanding about prejudice and how harmful it is for our society and for us as well for human development. So let's start with the kinds of prejudice, page 2 to 5, based on gender. Women face a lot of prejudice at home and sometimes even at the workplace. On the basis of such prejudice, they are subjected to discrimination. Even today, in many parts of the world, women are not treated at par, in same level, at par with men. In many places, they are still considered solely as homemakers and are denied right to education. In some places, there are rigid rules on what women can or cannot do. Severe restrictions on the activities that women can do even today. They are not allowed to go out of the house or mix with people freely. Very often, employed women get paid much less than their male counterparts for the same amount of work done. Very true. I myself, I have experienced this. I have seen this. As the book says, in some places. So I would also not mention the name, which places, but it's in our country, as the book says, even today also in our country, in many parts of the country, in many parts of the world. Okay, so which parts of the country, which parts of the world, you figure it out, because that could become something again different issue. But yes, it does exist. Okay, there's discrimination based on gender. We say that we live in a modern world, 21st century, advanced society, advanced technology, this, that. But this inside this skull, it is still not yet advanced for some of us. It is still in that those you know 18th century, 17th century, you can say that. Not 18, I would say that those in early human being, early man, where people were just food gatherers, hunters, stayed in a jungle forest, used to cover the body with the help of this leaves and all. Why am I saying this? Is because of our thought process, because of our mentality that we have. This is completely true, as mentioned in the book, that just because of the gender, in many parts of the world, even today, you see women are not treated equally. If you just twist your head, turn around your head, you would also, I'm sure, somewhere or the other, you will also be able to find this. You just have to keep your eyes open. Many a times, women are just considered as a homemaker. Forget about many times. Let me give you all your example that I can give, right, my students. When it is being asked to you, some of your mothers, yes, they do some profession and all, maybe outdoor offices and all. But some of you, when it is being asked, what is your mother? Housewife. Housewife? Is she only a housewife? This the tiffin that you bring to the school, the food that you get, who prepares it? Who looks after you? So basically, see, the as I told you that about, I just gave some of the examples about your tiffin or the food. So it's already set in your mind process, that mother, she does not do anything. She is just a housewife. But it is because of her. It is because of the mother. I'm not saying that father does not do anything. Both are equally important. But at the same time, just that discrimination that she is just an housewife. Okay, she doesn't do anything. That's a wrong belief. That's a wrong idea. Wrong notion. If she wouldn't have been there, a woman, a mother, then you wouldn't have been able to come to the school. You wouldn't have been able to focus in your studies. When you feel hungry, when you When you don't get your clothes, the school uniform where you kept at home, when you are not able to find a book, what do? Mummy, where is my book? Where is my shirt? Where is the necktie? So she is basically not a housewife. She is a family manager. But in our mindset, what do we say? A housewife. So that is where the discrimination starts. The prejudice starts that since she does not go out of the house, she does not work outside. So the work which she does at home has got no value, which is wrong. So this is just one of the example that I gave you. Today also, it is written also in your book. See, page number 226, right on top. In many places, they are still considered solely as homemakers. The one which I told you just now. In fact, in some places, there are strict rules when it comes to women that they cannot do this, they can do this, they cannot go there. Even such type of restrictions are there. When it comes, forget about restrictions going to places. Even with regard to the attire, the dresses that they wear. In today, also in some parts of the world, some parts of our country, if you go, you see they're treated in such a in kind of a inferior manner. They're always being suppressed that you cannot wear this cloth, you cannot do this. So this is something which is very wrong. What are we doing? Discriminating. Why? Just because on the basis of gender? Just because she is a female and not a male? I hope you understood what am I trying to tell you. Next we have what is this? I forgot what is this. Yeah, kind of prejudice. Okay, next we have on the basis of religious. Sometimes people belonging to a particular religion consider others to be inferior. They try to impose their thoughts and views on them. This is called religious prejudice. This often leads to violence and extreme hatred. Another thing. Many a times people have a misunderstanding, or you can say wrong concept about their own religion, about the religious teaching. Okay, and at times some of the people, they consider their religious to be superior and others to be inferior, and as a result, these people, they try to prove themselves always right, and the one who is in front always wrong. And they will also, not only that, they will try to impose their belief, their thought on the next person who is opposite to him or her. And as a result, what happens? Violence. And this belief that my religion is superior than yours, mine is better than yours, that's called religious prejudice. And the outcome, the consequence of it is violence, hatred. People start hating one another. Next, we have the prejudice based on race, region, or caste. Prejudices based on region, race, and caste, etc., are deep rooted. People of the so called superior caste consider people belonging to the other classes inferior to them. Such an attitude leads to a lot of discrimination. The unprivileged class is not allowed to mix up with the so called superior class. An extreme form of discrimination is untouchability. It's a crime right now, currently. It existed in our society once upon a time, but today it is unacceptable. Untouchability. So, coming back to this caste and class, whatever you say, caste class is different. Class, CLAS, is rich, poor. Caste, the different caste system which existed, or this what you call Brahmin. What is that? Even I forgot. Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, something different four castes that existed in our society earlier, Indian society. So this is called caste system. You belong from this caste. I belong from that caste. Just because I have got this surname or that surname. But I have got this surname, that surname, does not mean I have got 4 eyes or 5 hands. I'm not an alien. A same human being like you. So why to differentiate? I can keep my name anything as I like. What is there in that name? What is there in that caste? Something which exists even today, especially this you will find, yes, in urban areas you won't find much, but some, not everywhere, okay, some of the rural areas, interior areas, if you still visit today, some people are there, those who have got this mindset, differentiation based on caste. based on class. What does they get by differentiating? I fail to understand this. They consider themselves to be superior, and whereas the other caste people, they are inferior, superior on top, inferior below. I don't know. This so-called unprivileged people, they are not allowed to mix with superior class. If you just, you don't have to go around. If you just follow the news, the articles, if you keep yourself updated about the happening going around in the society, in your locality, in the country, in the world, you will see this news somewhere or the other. Similarly, some people consider their own region area superior as compared to the rest of the country. There are still others who think that they are racial skin color. I am black, you are white. So what does it mean? If I am black, you are white, does that mean that I'm inferior or you are superior? There are still others who think that they are racially superior than the rest of the population and try to dominate others. All such notions often lead to violent conflict and acrimony among people belonging to different communities. Recently, there was a piece of article, a news with regard to this discrimination based on region from one of the, I forgot the person's name. You just Google it out, you'll come to see, a discrimination based, discriminating one of this, what do you call, the northeastern states. Hmm? And it's all open in the what do you call, in the internet, in the news, in the televisions. You need to update yourself instead of spending or wasting your time. I won't say spending, wasting your time in all those, what do you call, movies, and what are the things, games and all this, virtual games and all. Instead of playing virtual games, go play physical games. I'm not against games, but what is this sticking to mobile phone and laptop, this, that, tablet, iPad, and all? What information do you get from this? What knowledge do you get? Nothing. But when you go play physical games, you interact with your friends, you exchange ideas, thoughts, and you also get to learn many things. See this, the second paragraph. People consider their own region superior, their own area. In the same of the in the same country, there are some people, they consider my area is superior as compared to your area. Man, it belongs to the same country. We are all part of one country. What is it superior and inferior? You are an Indian, I am an Indian, that's all. So this, ultimately, this type of prejudices, discriminations leads to what? Conflict, clash, fight. Hmm? Next we have stereotypes. Sometimes we assign some qualities to a group of people, thereby forming a particular image of them. This image or belief about a person or a group of people based on the idea that everyone in that particular group will look or act in the same way is called stereotype. Another problem of our society. Now, what example? Yeah, let me give you some practical examples. I belong from Assam, alright? Say this person also belongs from Assam. Say example, this is a person. Now I like to play basketball. Example. I like to play basketball since I am from Assam does not mean that even he must also, play basketball. No. He may have a different choice of his game. We belong from the same place, from the same state, does not mean that we must have the same likings, same dislikes, or same taste. No. He is a different individual, I'm a different individual. So that is called stereotype. I hope you're understanding. That if a particular group of people has got this quality, that means the whole community of that group must have the same quality, or they must have the same thing, which is wrong. How can it be? You see, among siblings, among brothers, sisters, you don't find the same quality. Forget about community and this, what do you call, areas and all. If one of the sibling, one of the brother or sister likes to play cricket, another brother sister may like to play football. But since you belong from the same family, no, both must play cricket, both must play football. What is this? I hope you are getting it. There's an example. Yeah, I gave you some example. Even the book, there is some example. Let us see. Little Rohan fell down and started crying. His mother picked him up and consoled him by saying that boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. What is that last word? I mean, that last phrase. Boys don't cry. Some boys, they don't cry. Does not mean that all the boys don't cry. Right? Some of you, when you get sick in the school, you start crying, yelling more than the girls, right? It happens. It's natural. Nothing wrong in this. But what is this word, boys don't cry? I hope you're getting it, stereotypes. Another example. Rishi wants to learn Bharatanatyam along with his sister, but his father disagrees. Why? Is Bharatanatyam, is it mentioned somewhere that Bharatanatyam is only for girls, not for boys? I hope another example, that's enough for you. When we stereotype people, we categorize them into certain groups. A common example of stereotype in the society is associating dolls, clothes, cooking, crying, and shopping with girls. See, dolls are for girls, shopping, girls, cooking, girls. With cooking, I remember something. I have some of my friends, male friends, such a good cook they are, chef. However, that's a different thing. I don't know how to cook, but I'm talking about them. So it's not that cooking is only related to female or girls. Hmm? Another type of stereotype is cars, outdoor games, bikes are only associated with boys. Day before yesterday or last week, I saw a girl riding this bike. Yeah, it was bike, not scooty. Hmm? And I think the father of the girl was teaching her. So see, this type of stereotypes must be removed from the society. The father was teaching his daughter. So if a girl happens to love cars and bikes, we say that the girl has a boy-like qualities. Similarly, if a boy cries, we tell him not to cry like a girl. Stereotypes are unfair because they prevent us from treating people as unique individuals with different qualities, abilities, likes, and dislikes. Prejudice, stereotype, and discrimination often lead to inequalities in society. Clear? We'll keep up to this much. Alright? Interesting chapter. Oh, hopefully, if possible, let's not rush. If possible, we'll try to finish up in the next class. If not, one more class. Not a big deal. Okay, please read the text. Go through the text and this discussion, explanation, which will help you a lot. Because when you can relate to a particular thing, when the examples, the practical thing, instead of just creating imaginary thought, where you can fit in yourself, that is where you grab things in a much more easier way. So the remaining we will discuss in the next class. Study well.